And good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is time for Bronco baseball on a beautiful Monday night here in El Dorado. Tonight, the El Dorado Broncos open their first season ever in the Sunflower Collegiate League, their first real game that will count in the standings. And they'll take on a really good team in the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Kurt Caden here. Good to have you watching and listening already here tonight from El Dorado. Let's run down the starting lineups for you. For Cheney, their batting order looks like this, and I do apologize for any mispronunciations. If you're watching, you can send me an email or a chat there and let me know that I'm doing it wrong. Justin Dunham will lead off. Ramon Vingochia will bat second. Blake Rambush third. Andrew Miller fourth. Treston Kennard fifth. Antonio Gauthier will bat sixth. Grayson Pinkett seventh. Micah Grover, 8th, and Harrison Dink will bat 9th. For El Dorado out in the field from left to right field, it's Caden Cox in left. Jordan Griffin will man center field, and Tanner White is in right field. Around the infield, Jamie Ritchie is at third base. Braden Robin, who just celebrated birthday the other night, he's at shortstop. Cooper Elliott will play second base. Connor Kinn is at first base. Catching tonight is Cole Marler. And pitching for El Dorado, left-handed pitcher Adam Stevenson. Those are your starting lineups, the batting order and the fielding order here in the top of the first inning as we get ready to roll. And leading off is Justin Dunham. We'll apologize already for the Cheney folks. The roster that we thought we had was actually last year's roster, so we're kind of swimming uphill a little bit on getting the Diamond Dogs and their players here. Stevenson starts off with 2 balls to Dunham. Dunham, the starting center fielder. And that fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Warm, sunny night here in El Dorado. Stevenson winds and deals. The 2-1 pitch is fouled right back at us, and it's 2-2. Our first pitch temperature tonight, 83 degrees. Feels like 86. Our humidity at 60%. And the winds are out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. Fastball popping the glove of Marler behind the dish. But high, 3-2, full count. And here's one popped. Giving a look is Marler. Coming in is Ritchie. And it's just out of anyone's reach as it hits the top of the Bronco dugout. Justin Dunham, 5'9", 185. He's from Saraland, Alabama, and he attends the University of South Alabama. So another 3-2 pitch here from Stevenson, and that one's well high, and a walk to lead off this game. Adam Stevenson out of Southlake, Texas, 6'1", 165, and he goes to Wichita State University. So here's Ramon Vingochia, right-handed batter for the Diamond Dogs, and that pitch high. Stevenson releasing high, and we're seeing a lot of pitches end up across the chin and across the helmet of the batters early on here. Vingochia ready for the 1-0 pitch. That's a better release there, and it was fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly Marler is already chimed in with a chat, and good to have one of those already from Kelly. Hello from Texas. The Broncos won their first 2 games against league opponents, but they were non-conference games. 1-1, and Vingochia bunts it. It hit him in the box, so it's just a foul ball, 1-2. El Dorado, 2-0 on the season. Cheney has played 5 games. They're 2-3, but none of them league games, right? 11 players are still haven't reported yet. Here's a foul ball. It looked like it hit him in the box. Yep, the runner was going. Dunham fouled off, and he'll return to first. Yeah, Cheney's got a look now that they won't have when the Broncos see him down the road. Their 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 manager, Pat Hahn, who has some Bronco roots. Here's Vingo Chia bouncing to Richie at third. He'll fire over to second to get one, over to first, and that throw took him off the base. So it is not an error. You can't assume a double play. Kin at 6'7" has a good stretch there, but his back foot came off the base, and Vingo Chia reaches on a fielder's choice. So one away, and here's Blake Rambush, shortstop for the Diamond Dogs. Yeah, Pat Hahn says they still have 11 players who are playing in regionals or maybe even going into super regionals. There's still some regional games going today in college baseball. And then it's off to the super regional and then to the College World Series. Stevenson's pitch. This one's a chopper into the turf. Richie charges. Tricky hop, and now no throw. That'll be a hit. That's a McDonald Stadium hit right there. If he gloves it cleanly, he gets it, but it took a funky bounce on him. There was a lot of topspin on there. So that'll be an infield hit for Rambush. Vingo Chia moves down to second, and one guy that they were hoping was going to make it did just a little bit before game time. This guy, Andrew Miller, the catcher. Coach Hahn, pretty excited he was there. Here's another high chopper. Richie gloves it, will touch third. No indication if it was fair or foul. And now, I'll tell you what, I love when the home plate umpire is vocal and lets everyone know he did not make much noise there. It is a foul ball. So no balls and a strike here to Miller. Miller from Frisco, Texas. 6'3", 230. From the University of Texas, Arlington. Stevenson ahead 0-1 in the pitch. And that one's going to be fouled out of play 0-2. Mentioned the temperature. Of course, as you can see on the video, sun shining brightly here. There's some puffy clouds up in the air, but although rain was forecasted for tonight by Sunday, I think on Sunday they said. Yesterday they said it might rain tonight. There's no chance of rain, which is good. 0-2 pitch, and they'll waste it to the outside, 1-2. Tristan Kennard waits on deck for the Diamond Dogs. El Dorado, after 32 years in the Jayhawk League, moving over to the Sunflower Collegiate League. Running start by the runner at second, Vingo Chia, and Stevenson will chase him down. Now tosses over to second base and out. So that's a 1-4 putout. Check that. Was it 1-6? It was 1-4, I think. So Vingo Chia, who got a running start there, and Stevenson was able to step off and then run right after him and get the out, 1-4. Miller still up there, and Rambush remains at first base with 2 away now. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Andrew Miller. And the pitch into the turf and to the backstop, and that'll be a free base for Rambush on a wild pitch. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Miller. Home plate in shadows. Third base is in shadows. The rest of the field in brilliant sunlight. Turf infield, grass outfield here at McDonald Stadium. And the 2-2. Fastball, a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Stevenson, leadoff walk didn't hurt. Wild pitch didn't hurt. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Cheney 0, El Dorado coming to bat. Great to have you tuned in. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And let's take a look at the lineups tonight for El Dorado batting tonight. They will lead off with Caden Cox. Braden Robin bats second. Jordan Griffin third. Jamie Ritchie bats fourth. Tanner White fifth. Brant Kim is DHing tonight, batting sixth. Cole Marlar seventh. Connor Kinn eighth. And Cooper Elliott will bat ninth. For the Diamond Dogs out in the field, in the outfield, in left field is Treston Kennard. The center fielder is Justin Dunham. And the right fielder, Harrison Dank. Around the infield, it's Gauthier at third, Rambush at short, Vingo Chia at second, and Grover at first. Andrew Miller is behind the plate and pitching for Cheney, number 16, a lefty, Reese Kuhn. The Diamond Dogs with the blue tops, white pants. El Dorado wearing the black tops tonight with orange numerals and white pants. Caden Cox will lead it off. Did not see him play here Saturday night. The Broncos winning 3-1 over the Derby Twins in a non-league game here Saturday. A terrific pitching performance led off by Josh Young for El Dorado here in the win Saturday. Kuhn will offer the first pitch high and away, and it's 1-0. Reese Kuhn, a redshirt freshman. He's from Wichita State University. And that fastball caught the corner, and it's 1-1. Reese hails from Williamsburg, Virginia. Always fun to see where else so many of these players in our league come from. Come to Kansas to play some summer baseball. A swing and a miss by Cox, and it's 1-2. Cooper Cox transferring, huh? To Cowley College down in Arkansas City. Made a run at the College World Series. They lost their first game there, won the next two, and then were eliminated. Kuhn's pitch stays outside, 2-2. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. They did, didn't they? Cowley lost to the number one team at that College World Series. Cowley College, a terrific junior college baseball team. Coach Dave Burrows. He's won a few games there. He's been coaching, but as long as Gary Carr has been statting games, I think. You should be in some Hall of Fame, Gary, I think. Here comes a two-strike pitch to Cox, and that's outside. So a leadoff walk for Caden Cox. And, of course, folks from Cheney, new to our broadcast, we have some friends there. Feel free to drop us a line on the chat if you're watching. You can email me. My email address is Caden Broadcasting. That's CADEN Broadcasting @gmail.com. Love to hear from where you're listening from, how you're watching the game, all that fun stuff. And love to cheer on both teams here tonight, both El Dorado and Cheney. And first pitch strike to Braden Robin. No balls and a strike. A leadoff walk to Cox. He's over at first base. Kuhn's pitch, high, 1-1. Kuhn very quick to home plate. And being a lefty, it's going to be hard for the Bronco base runners to get A, a good lead, and B, a good jump. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan Griffin waits on deck. And the pitch, that's outside, 2-1. Both starters struggling a little bit, I think, with their release point. Cheney fans, you'll hear me from time to time throughout the night talk with our good friend Gary Carr over here. I should have a microphone on him. That would be even more entertaining. Every now and then, though, something slips out that probably shouldn't be broadcast. 3 balls and a strike here to Braden Robin. He was the catcher for El Dorado here Saturday night, playing shortstop tonight. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch, and that one's right down the middle, 3-2. So back-to-back batters going full here with Reese Kuhn. K-O-O-N, Reese Kuhn, redshirt freshman, Wichita State. Wind blowing out to left field, out of the south here. And the 3-2 curveball just had a little too much bite on it. It missed the plate, and back-to-back walks for El Dorado. And that'll bring up Jordan Griffin. Jordan Griffin from Carson Newman University. 6'2", 195, Ellerslie, Georgia. Runners at first and second. And the pitch to Griffin. A little bit tardy on that swing into the parking lot, and it's car hunting, and it hit the side of a car. Here at McDonald's Stadium, it's always fun during the week. Not so much weekends, but during the week, there's Little League Baseball going on. You can't see it from the screen, but it's just over right field. And so the parking lot's filled with cars. So any foul ball over the Cheney dugout has a pretty good chance of finding a fender or a windshield or something. No balls and a strike here to Griffin. And Griffin squares and pulls it back 1-1. Jordan Griffin hit a home run Friday night at Mulvane. I met him before the game. I thought he looked impressive from up here. Gary, if you shake his hand, good heavens. I mean, you want a man handshake. Jordan Griffin. Big, strong hands. He's ahead here, 2-1. And he echoes my love for the Atlanta Braves. So we got that together. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Griffin tops it up the middle, and gloving it is Rambush, stepping on second, and then over to first, and called safe at first. Might have been a break there for El Dorado. Runners will be at first and third with one out. Robin is eliminated 6 unassisted over at second base. So fielder's choice for Griffin. Runners at first and third for Jamie Ritchie out of Lindale, Texas. He stands 6'1". He looks longer than that, if you ask me. That pitch a little bit low, 1-0. League games from here on out for at least for El Dorado. One-0 pitch coming. Griffin leans back towards first, and Ritchie slaps this one into the parking lot. And the fans, everyone kind of either winces or chuckles when it hits a car until it's your car. Then they're not chuckling as much. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jamie Ritchie. Playing third base for the Broncos. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and hit over second base into right center field, a base hit. Griffin on second, he's on his way third. Caden Cox scores, and hustling to second base is Ritchie with a double. A hustle double. If Gary on his stat sheet could put H2B there, that would be the hustle double and RBI for Ritchie. Griffin gets all the way over to third base, and Cox scored. That one just over the reach of Vingo Chia at second base. And thank you, Justin. It's what? I don't know why. Let's see. It's Carson Cox, not Caden Cox. Thank you. First pitch to Tanner White. Was that in there, Gary? Ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Carson Cox scoring the first run for El Dorado. Fastball up and in, 2-0. Tanner White from right here in El Dorado. Thank you again, Justin. We had Caden Cox down on the lineup. It's Carson Cox from Texarkana, Texas. Leadoff walk, comes in to score. Broncos lead 1-0. And, of course, that's what that chat window's for. Make sure I'm getting those names right. And the pitch, and that one hit off his hand. The ball ricochets towards the Bronco dugout. That one hit pretty clean. Almost sounded like it got some of the bat, or maybe just the shield. Maybe it got him on the elbow. I don't know, ricocheted. So a hit by pitch. Tanner White goes down to first base. And here's Brant Kim. Brant Kim, early in the year, his stats are always a little bloated early on. 2 for 5 on the season, hitting .400. And the first pitch is high and away, 1-0. Kuhn has had a hard time throwing strike one. And a mound visit for the Diamond Dogs. And Melissa Rodden, glad that we can oblige, as she chimes in saying that glad to be watching Braden. And I'm enjoying watching Braden myself here from McDonald Stadium. He had a good game Saturday night. Gets on base a lot, that's for sure. And again, the camera angle, I can't zoom in or do much on that. So I try to make sure first base is always in sight there as I'm watching, kind of missing third base. And when balls are hit down the left field line or the right field line, just can't track it while I'm broadcasting and keeping score. So my apologies there, but we do have a clean picture here and good internet, knock on wood. So life is good. 1 ball and no strikes here to Brant Kim. And after a talk from the head coach, he delivers strike one. Brant Kim from Libertyville, Illinois. That's a suburb of Chicago. Goes to Hope College. Is that right, Gary? Hope College?
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Good fastball there from Kuhn, and he's ahead 1-2. Cole Marler waits on deck for El Dorado. Broncos lead 1-0. They've got the bases loaded and 1 out. Important here for Kim to make some contact. The 1-2 pitch is fouled out of play. And again, everyone takes a look to that parking lot. Missed the cars. There's a line of cars on the north side of the parking lot and on the south side of the parking lot. So everyone who's parked over there is hoping those foul balls land right in the middle. And I thought that hit off the turf. That was a pop fly. I was waiting for the umpire. I thought maybe it hit the turf and went up, but evidently it was just a pop up to in foul territory. And the first baseman, Grover, gave it a whale of an effort, a really difficult play, and it got into his glove, but it dropped out. No error on the play. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kim. I don't know. My eyes must be going, Gary. I could have swore that hit off the turf and ricocheted up, but here's another 1-2 pitch, and that's outside, 2-2. Jordan Griffin hit into a fielder's choice. He's at third base. Jamie Ritchie doubled in a run. He's at second, and Tanner White was hit by pitch. He's at first. 1-0 El Dorado, bottom of inning number 1. Reese Kuhn has his sign, a 2-2 pitch on the way, and this one's hit out into center field. Dunnan going back. He will make the catch. Griffin will tag. He is going to score. Ritchie moves on to third base, and it's a sacrifice fly for Brant Kim. And with a 2-strike approach there, that's what Bronco fans were hoping to see. So Griffin scoring the second run for El Dorado. Ritchie moves on to third. Tanner White stays at first base. And here's Cole Marler, the number 7 batter of the order. Cole Marler. And the first pitch to Marler upstairs. Marler, 2 for 9 on the young season. He's driven in 3. A chance to drive in 1 here. He's playing catcher tonight. He DH'd here Saturday night. 1 ball and no strikes to Marler. And that one looks like it's in there, but it's just off the plate, 2-0. Cole Marler from Lamar. He's a freshman. He's going to be a freshman. Just finished high school, College Station, Texas. 2-0 pitch. That one low, 3-0. Well, tell you, when you're missing the zone a lot, it seems like those borderline pitches never go your way then. And I think that's bitten Kuhn here, because at least from up here. Now, we don't have that great of an angle, but That one's in there for a strike. 3-1. Marlar taking all the way. Defense playing straight away. Second baseman Vingo Chia shading towards second base. Outfield slightly playing Marlar to pull. The 3-1 pitch. He got under it, lifts it high into right field. Coming in is Dank. He is settling under and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. The Broncos score 2 times on 1 hit. They strand 2. 1 inning complete here from McDonald Stadium. Broncos 2, Diamond Dogs 0. We're back in a moment. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Top of the second inning here from El Dorado, and Tristan Kennard, first pitch swinging, laces one into right field for a base hit. So that'll bring up Austin Gauthier, third baseman. And hopefully, or Antonio, I think I said Austin. Antonio Gauthier, University of New Orleans. Might be Gauthier from New Orleans. Lake Charles, Louisiana. Left-handed batter. And he's first pitch swinging, and this one's out into right center field. That'll get past White to the wall. Racing to second base is Gauthier. Coming to third is Kennard, and he will stop there. 2 pitches and a single and a double for the Diamond Dogs. And here comes Grayson Pinkett, the designated hitter. Grayson Pinkett, right-handed batter. From Conway, Arkansas, goes to Pittsburgh State University. And he looks at ball 1. Well, credit Stevenson going to the zone. Credit the Diamond Dog batters being ready and attacking those first pitch strikes. This one's in the turf. Nice block by Marlar. And it's 2-0. El Dorado leads 2-0. Runners at second and third, and the pitch from Stevenson is in there for a strike. 2-1. I don't think Pinkett loved that call. Has a couple of words for the umpire in a pleasant tone. Here's the 2-1, and that one spiked into the turf, and Marlar again with a nice block. 3-1. Micah Grover waiting on deck for Cheney. Cheney, the last few years, been going to the World Series. Here's a shot into left field, a base hit through the infielders. Holding up for a moment was Gauthier to make sure it went through. And Cheney is on the board. A base hit from Grayson Pinkett will score Kennard. So the first three have reached for Cheney here in the second inning. Here's Micah Grover, the first baseman. Micah Grover, he's from Cheney, goes to Barton County Community College up in Great Bend. Curveball drops in there for a strike. No balls and one strike. Micah Grover, 6 foot, 200-pounder. The 0-1 pitch, another curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2 very quickly. Over at third base is Gauthier. And at first is Pinkett. Here's one hit towards the right side, ranging over and gets under the glove of Elliott. And that's an RBI single for Micah Grover. Good two-strike approach there by Grover. And Harrison Denk will come up, the number 9 batter in the Cheney lineup. 4 straight hits for the Diamond Dogs here in the second inning. Harrison Denk from Andale, Kansas. And he's squaring right around, and that bunt comes back, almost came to us, hit off the facing of the stadium, and ricocheted right back to Cole Marler. So no balls and a strike. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Cheney. They've tied it up at 2. Denk already squaring around, and the curveball, and that one's fouled off, and it's 0-2. Harrison Denk, 5'10", 170, from Andale, goes to the University of Nebraska at Omaha. They were in the Super Regionals. They were on the wrong side of a 24-6 game with Baylor. Here comes an 0-2 pitch from Stevenson. Fastball, tried the outside, just missed, 1-2. Kennard singled, Gauthier doubled, Pinkett singled in a run, and Grover singled in a run. The 1-2 dives outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Denk fists one over to second base. Only one play here for Elliott. It'll be over at first. And Denk is retired for the first out. Moving up a base was Pinkett to third and Grover to second. Couldn't get the bunt down, but that worked just the same for Cheney. And to the top of the order, and Justin Dunham. Dunham walked in the first inning. This pitch is low, ball 1. Justin Dunham from the University of South Alabama. 5'9", 185, bats from the left side. The 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. Cheney 2, El Dorado 2. Stevenson's got his sign, and the lefty winds and deals. That one's in there, strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike. Wind blowing out towards left field here at McDonald Stadium. And that one low. Another nice play by Marler. Boy, Marler's quick back there. And he has saved Stevenson a couple of wild ones. 3 balls and a strike to Dunham. Ramon Vingochia waits on deck for Cheney. The 3-1 pitch. This one's hit out into center field. Griffin turning, now going back. That's over his head, up against the wall. He's got it on one hop, fires it in, but 2 runs will score for Cheney. Griffin got a late jump on that one. He got turned around as well, as that one was slicing away from hit by Dunham, the left-handed batter. A 2 RBI double. And Cheney has scored 4 times, and we'll get a mound visit for El Dorado. 4-2 Diamond Dogs here in the second inning. Taking a look at what Cheney's schedule. They played the Wellington Heat 3 times. They lost 3-2, 4-2, and then beat the Heat 4-1. Lost to the Denver Cougars 17-7, and looks like lost to the. Let's see. They played the Andale Warhawks in a non-conference game, and now opening up league play here in El Dorado. The Diamond Dogs will be at home tomorrow night, hosting Hayesville, and then on Wednesday they go to Hayesville. And the first pitch to Vingochia is missing the zone, 1-0. Ramon Vingochia out of San Antonio, Texas. The 1-0 pitch, and that one's laced out into left field. That will get up against the wall on one hop. Scoring easily will be Dunham. Vingochia on his way to second base with a sliding double. So Vingochia just changes places with Dunham. And it's 5-2 Cheney. And the eighth batter of the inning will come up. Blake Rambush. 6 hits in the inning for Cheney. Just one ground out, which was a productive out for the Diamond Dogs. Curveball into the turf, 1-0. Rambush singled in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. He's out of Grayson College. 5-2 Cheney, and the pitch is low, 2-0. El Dorado will make their first trip to Cheney on Wednesday, June 19th. And then Cheney is here for the last regular season game of the season. So the first conference games against Cheney, the last conference games against Cheney, and one sprinkled in the middle. 2 balls, and is that 2 or 3-0 here? 3-0. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Rambush taking all the way. Now 3-1, and he'll dig in. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch is out of the zone and a walk to Rambush. So now runners at first and second. Here comes Andrew Miller. He struck out to end the first inning. Just got to the Diamond Dogs, got here just in time to get in the lineup. And the first pitch to Miller missing. Well, not necessarily an efficient first inning for Stevenson, but he got out of it with no damage done, only gave up 1 hit. But boy, Cheney has really come out of their hitting shoes here in the second inning, and Stevenson falling behind, much like Kuhn did in the bottom of the first inning for the Diamond Dogs. 2-0 here to Miller. Runners at first and second. And the 2-0 pitch, curveball in there for a strike, 2-1. Stevenson hoping to get a ground ball here in the infield, see if he can get a double play and get out of this inning. 5-2 Cheney. Here comes the 2-1 and lined foul just to the dugout side of the third base coach, and it's 2-2. Gary Carr, 32 years of doing stats the old-fashioned way. Now he's trying to figure out the laptop point streaks, making sure everything's right. And he may have to deal with his first batting around the order if the Broncos can't get a double play here. Miller is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stevenson with a sign. It's been a taxing inning. Here's the 3-2, and that one's low, ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Jacob Kelly, the head coach for El Dorado, is on the edge of the dugout, and he is going to come on out, and that's going to do it for Adam Stevenson. The bases are loaded for Cheney. They have scored 5 already, and Tristan Kennard, who started it all off, will be coming up when we come back with more play-by-play. Pitching change for El Dorado, 5-2 Cheney here in the top of the second. Hudson Oliver is the new pitcher here for El Dorado. Saw him here Saturday night. And Treston Kennard, who led off this second inning with a sharp line drive onto right field. He would eventually score the first run of Cheney's. They have 5 now. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Oliver's pitch over Marlar's head, but a generous backstop here. It hit on the fly and caromed right back to Marlar, so no chance to advance for Vingochia. Vingochia's at third. Rambush at second. And Andrew Miller over at first base for Cheney. 1 ball and no strikes. To Kennard. And that pitch high, 2-0. Treston Kennard from Lubbock, Texas, goes to the University of New Orleans. A couple of players from UNO, 3, 4, doing some work down there in Louisiana. Pitch called a strike on the inner third. 2 balls and a strike to Kennard. Oliver will wind and deal the pitch. Curveball hit towards third. Ritchie has it, tries to tag, didn't get the tag applied, throws over to first for the out. The umpire said the tag was not made. So an RBI for Kennard as he's retired 5-3. Coming in to score is Vingochia. Moving over to third is Rambush, and down to second base is Miller. And Jacob Kelly wants to come out. He thought there was a tag. Ritchie, fairly adamant that he made the tag. The umpire had a good look, it looked like, where he was standing. And a brief discussion there, and end of story. So 6-2 Cheney. Runners at second and third, and here's Antonio Gauthier. The pitch from Oliver is high, 1-0. Hudson Oliver from Victoria, Texas, 6'3", 215. He's out of Cisco Community College. And the 1-0, that's outside, 2-0. Sunflower Collegiate League opener for both teams. And a good swing here by Gauthier's fouled out of play. Really not much different for the players. A lot of new players for El Dorado. But I guess odd for Gary and I, you don't have the 3-game series anymore. In the Jayhawk League, you're either on the road for 3 or home for 3. They start splitting them up where you'd play home, away, home against some of the local teams that are more regional. 2-1 pitch is fouled up into, well, that'll stay in fair territory. Ritchie settles under it right next to the base and makes the catch to retire Gauthier. A very good inning for Cheney as they score 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And they left 2 on base. Yep. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Cheney 6, El Dorado 2. Six runs and 6 hits for Cheney in the top of the second inning gives the Diamond Dogs a 6-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning, and it's Connor Kinn. El Dorado batted 7 batters in the first inning. Cheney just got done batting 11 batters in the second inning. Connor Kinn leading it off, the number 8 hitter for El Dorado. Lefty on lefty, and he looks at strike 1 from Reese Kuhn. Reese Kuhn labored a bit in that first, but minimal damage done, just 2 runs given up. And he starts off Kinn with strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, and Kinn fouls it off, 0-2. Connor Kinn out of Northwood, 6'7", 210, hometown of Wixom, Michigan. No balls and 2 strikes. And that one's up and in, 1-2. To my knowledge, Gary's got way more knowledge than I do, but this is the first time Cheney has played at McDonald Stadium against the Broncos. I don't recall seeing Cheney here the last couple of years.
Yeah, they played here.
They did? I knew Gary would know. So before I start spouting like I know what I'm talking about, I generally have to lean over to Gary and make sure I'm on steady ground.
We beat them pretty bad, and then we went to NBC, and they beat us.
And they beat Cheney's had some success at that NBC. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and the slow curve just missed, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Connor Kinn. That one's up and in, 3-2. Another full count here for Reese Kuhn. Hello to Robert Marler, watching his grandson Cole Marler tonight from Navasota, Texas. Thanks for the email, Robert. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Full count to Kinn. Fights it off the fist and out of play. All of our broadcasts are archived. I was telling Coach Jacob Kelly that. He said he wants to go back and watch games. Full count. Kinn bounces it towards second. Kuhn will actually make the glove play and take it over to first himself. I tell you what, if that gets over his head, that would have been a hit for Kinn. But a nice job by Kuhn to make the play and take it unassisted. So 1 away, and here comes Cooper Elliott. Cooper Elliott from not far away in Andover, went to Andover Central High School, goes to Wichita State University. And that pitch missing, 1-0 to Elliott. Andale leading Hayesville 1-0 in the second inning. Great Bend to 4, Derby 1 in the second inning. That game being played in Derby tonight. 2-0. It's just going to be fun. It's fun seeing new teams. The travel for El Dorado is going to be so much more efficient. Of course, El Dorado and Hayesville and Derby and Great Bend moving over to the Sunflower League this year. 2-0 pitch. Elliott taking all the way and in there for a strike. Two divisions. The West consists of Hutchinson, Great Bend, Andale, Cheney, and the Wichita Sluggers. 2-1 pitch coming to Cooper Elliott. That one's inside, 3-1. The East is El Dorado, Derby, Hayesville, Newton, and Mulvane. And the Salina Shock are kind of in the league. They're not in division. Everyone plays them. So if you're curious about I'll tell you what, the website's really easy to navigate. Info on all the teams. Just go to, I Googled Sunflower Collegiate League and comes right up. Elliott gets underneath this one, but that will spray out of play over the El Dorado dugout on the third base side. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Cooper Elliott. Some activity down in the Cheney bullpen. Kuhn winds and deals. That one hit. I think that hit him.
Yes, that takes pressure.
So Cooper Elliott will get the HBP instead of the BB. Either way, he's going to first base. I'm not here to give a umpire school. I certainly don't know that. Usually, though, when a batter is hit, you see the umpire's hands go up in the air to indicate dead ball. That's why I had to rely on Gary's good vision there to make sure that did hit him. It was for sure going to be a ball. Carson Cox up there, and he looks at ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Carson Cox walked and scored the first run for El Dorado in the first inning. And that one in there for a strike. Carson Cox from Texarkana, Texas. 6'3", 185. Goes to Wichita State University. My email address, if you want to drop an email, it's cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Looks like a changeup there, and that one's in there for a strike. 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes here to Cox. Down at first base is Elliott. Modest lead. Now he's on the move. The pitch is outside, and an easy steal for Elliott as that ball does trickle into center field, but unable to advance is Elliott. A stolen base for Cooper Elliott. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson Cox. Right-handed batter is Cox. Braden Rodden waits on deck. 6-2 Cheney, bottom of the second inning. And the 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Too close to take. It was a tough pitch to go after, but Cox didn't want to go down looking. So he took a wave at it and missed. So Rodden comes up with Elliott over at second and gets jammed here as he fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike to Braden Rodden. He walked in the first inning. So no balls and a strike to Braden Rodden. The pitch just a little bit outside, 1-1. Reese Kuhn on the hill here for a second inning of work, the starter for Cheney. Rodden from Otaha, Oklahoma. And the 1-1 pitch, and it's laid off just outside, 2-1. The Cheney defense, shortstop about normal. Looks like Vingo Chia shading up the middle a bit, as you can see on your screen. 2 balls and a strike. Big lead for Elliott off a second, and Kuhn will step off. Melissa Rodden, Aubrey Grace, all watching Braden Rodden here tonight. Aubrey Grace is watching while watching Little League Baseball. There's the pitch, and that's fisted foul just shy of the Cheney dugout. Almost landed in there. It's the beauty with our broadcasts. They're on YouTube, and you can get it on your phone. Just subscribe to my channel, Kurt Caden, Curtcaden. Totally free. You'll just notice that in between innings, I have to turn the volume down. Any copyrighted music that leaks onto the broadcast, and they'll red flag the archive. It's amazing what YouTube can pick up, even like 10 seconds worth of a copyrighted song. So that's why in between innings, we have to turn down the microphone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodden's hanging in there, fouling off a couple of tough pitches from Reese Kuhn. Left-handed pitcher, Reese Kuhn. He's got his sign. Big lead by Elliott at second, and the pitch. And Rodden again fouls it off into the parking lot. That'll car hunt. Bounces harmlessly, though. Pretty comfortable night, really, here at the ballpark. 6-2 in favor of the Diamond Dogs. El Dorado trying to claw back in here. Elliott off of second with that good lead. And Rodden serves it into right field down the right field line. Fair ball. Rodden takes a turn. He's on his way to second. Elliott scores, and it's a double for Rodden right down the right field line. Braden Rodden. So Cooper Elliott comes in to score, and it's 6-3. And here's Jordan Griffin coming up. Yeah, Melissa and Aubrey had to have liked that play there by Braden Rodden. Gary, I'm going to enjoy watching Braden Rodden this summer. He's a fun one. Seminole, is that a community college? And Griffin, a swing and a miss. Strike one. Griffin hit into a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. 6-3 Cheney. No balls and a strike here to Jordan Griffin, and the pitch. And Griffin got under this one. It's slicing towards the wall, and getting to the wall and making the catch is Grover. For not a lot of experience playing in this park, he did that very well, and he was just a step or two shy of the fencing. So Griffin pops out. The Broncos score one time on one hit. We'll go to the third inning. Cheney 6, El Dorado 3. Time for the top of the third inning. Only one goose egg on the scoreboard. It was from Cheney in the top of the first, but they answered with 6 in the top of the second. El Dorado has scored 2 in the first and 1 in the second. 6-3 Diamond Dogs here in the third, and the first pitch to Pinkett in there for a strike. Grayson Pinkett singled in a run in that long second inning where 11 hitters came to the dish. And Oliver hits the outside again, and it's 0-2 very quickly. Well, Jacob Kelly, head coach for the Broncos, would like to see a few innings here from Oliver and try to tone down this lethal offense. And again on the outer third, a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's one of those good morning, good afternoon, and good night right there. First out of the inning for El Dorado, and it brings up Micah Grover. Grover, the first baseman, ended the bottom of the second inning with a nice pop-out catch there along the fencing here at McDonald Stadium. Oliver starts him off with a low curve, and it's 1-0. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch to Grover, diving a bit low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes, and the pitch high, 3-0. So way ahead here is Grover, the number 8 batter in the order, and he'll look at a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Seminole State College, yeah, Division I JUCO in Seminole, Oklahoma. That's what I thought. Thank you, Melissa, for the info. Coming back is Oliver, now 3-2 to Grover. And the curveball is going to be spoiled, hit out of play by Grover. Slightly open stance for Micah Grover there at the dish. And this fastball misses inside. So a 1-out walk to Micah Grover. That'll bring up Harrison Dank. Another nice thing with the Sunflower League, which always bothered me a little bit in the Jayhawk, trying to find scores from other teams. Well, they've got, of course, the scores right there on the home page. Up to date. You can follow the stats on point streaks. That's what Gary is nimbly doing over here. So you can watch the game, and then you can also check out the stats with the point streaks link. Mulvane leading Hutchinson 3-0 in the third inning. That's right. Harrison Dink did hit from the right side the first time. Left hand now. He bounces it to first. Kinn looking into the sun. That's not as routine as you might think, as the sun is peeking through the stadium walls, and Kinn was kind of looking right into it. He's able to glove it and retire Dank. Moving up to second base is Grover. So 2 away, and batting for the third time in as many innings is the leadoff batter, Justin Dunham. First pitch missing, 1-0. Dunham is 1 for 1, a 2 RBI double. He scored in the second inning, and he led off the game with a walk. 1 ball and no strike here to Dunham from Hudson Oliver. And the pitch is hit out into center field. Griffin ranging back, still going back to the track. Oh, a couple of steps away from the wall, able to make the catch. Dunham hit it to the deepest part, and he comes up short. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Cheney 6, El Dorado 3. So Jamie Ritchie to lead it off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the third inning. 4, 5, and 6 for El Dorado against Reese Kuhn. And the first offering to Ritchie in there for a strike. Jamie Ritchie with a hustling RBI double in the first inning to score. That scored Carson Cox for the first run of the game. And Ritchie hits it hard, but right at the shortstop, backing up is Rambush. Now fires to first, high, and Ritchie will be safe, and that'll be an error. So an error on the shortstop, Rambush. And that'll bring up Tanner White. 2 Broncos have been hit by pitches tonight. Tanner White is one of them. Lefty on lefty here. Tanner White from right here in El Dorado. And got a good pitch to swing at, but he hooked it foul. No balls and a strike. Tanner White, 1 for 3 on the season. And it's 1-1. Six to 3, Cheney. Bottom of the third inning. Ritchie with a really good lead off of first. White gets jammed and fouls it off. 2 strikes. Reese Kuhn looking in. He's got his sign. Ritchie out to the cutout there at first base. And that pitch hits Tanner White. Third hit batter tonight for Reese Kuhn. He's hit one in every inning. So now runners at first and second for El Dorado. And here's Brant Kim. A sacrifice fly for Kim in the first inning. An error and a hit batter for the Broncos. 2 on and nobody out. And the first pitch from Kuhn is high, ball 1. And Cheney rushing down a pitcher down to their bullpen. One ball and no strikes to Kim. And that pitch out of the zone, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch, Kim taking all the way in there for strike 1. Looks like it's Braden Kennard warming up down in the Cheney bullpen. Two-one pitch to Kim, and he fouls it straight behind us. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Broncos are on the road the next 2 nights in Great Bend. And they're done. After that, they're done going to Great Bend for this season. That pitch outside, 3-2. Great Bend will be here on the 4th of July. Full count to Brant Kim. The pitch is low, ball 4. So the base is loaded, and I'm guessing we're going to get a pitching change from Cheney here in a moment. The manager started out, then stopped. Catcher Miller is going to go out and talk. They're trying to give, if my eyes are right, Braden Kennard a couple extra warm-up pitches. And now we will, well, maybe we won't. Yes, we will. So Reese Kuhn will be lifted here in the bottom of the third inning. an error, a hit batter, and a walk. El Dorado's got him loaded with nobody out. New pitcher coming in for Cheney. The Diamond Dogs lead 6-3. We're in the bottom of the third inning here in El Dorado. So the new pitcher for Cheney is Braden Kennard, 6'3", 210, out of Wolforth, Texas. He goes to Odessa College, and he inherits a bit of a mess. Bases loaded, nobody out. And here's Cole Marlar, who flew out to right field his first time. First offering is fouled out of play. For Reese Kuhn, well, the book isn't all the way done. The runners on the base pads are his responsibility, but to this point, he only gave up 2 hits in 2+ innings, but he walked 3 and he hit 3. So the Broncos didn't have a ton of opportunity to hit. No balls and a strike here from Kennard. And that one hit Marlar right across the chest. Kind of got it. I don't know if it got his jersey or what, but another hit batter. And that's a well-earned RBI. So coming in to score is Richie, who had reached on an error. Tanner White moves to third, and Brant Kim to second. And here's Connor Kinn. Connor Kinn grounded out to first, or grounded out to the pitcher who took it himself. That was Reese Kuhn. 6-4 Cheney. And Kinn hits one out into left field on a line drive and a catch out there by Kennard. And he'll get it in. That almost went over his head. Nice job reaching up. It's a sacrifice fly for Connor Kinn. And an RBI, second RBI of the season for Kinn. And coming in, second sac fly, I get you. Tanner White comes in to score. Good job by him to tag up. And staying at second base is Kim, and Marlar remains at first. One away, and it's 6-5 Cheney. And now it's Cooper Elliott. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning. Braden Kennard on the hill. And Elliott, it looked like off the end of the bat. It flies out to center field, and making the catch, tagging, is Kim, and he will get it to third base. So 2 away now for El Dorado and Carson Cox. Just as Dunham for Cheney has done, the leadoff batter for the Diamond Dogs, 3 at-bats in 3 innings. Same can be said for Carson Cox. He walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second. And so there's no confusion. Tristan Kennard plays left field for Cheney. Braden Kennard is pitching. Tying run at third for El Dorado. And the pitch to Cox. Good whack at that one. Fouled off. No balls and a strike. Braden Rodden waits on deck. No balls, 1 strike. And the delivery from Kennard, that one's fouled off. So I was looking on the lineup here because I was curious, are the Kennards related? They might be. Their last names are spelled the same. Tristan Kennard goes to the University of New Orleans. He's from Lubbock, Texas. Braden Kennard goes to Odessa College, and he's from Wolforth, Texas. I don't know my Texas that well to know if Lubbock and Wolforth are close or not to each other. No balls and 2 strikes. On the move and getting down to second base will be Marlar. That would be a steal. Cole. There was an indifference there, right? Yeah. So now the go-ahead run for El Dorado is at the second base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carson Cox. Kennard at the belt and the pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. El Dorado scores 2 runs on no hits. They leave 2. We've played 3. Cheney 6, El Dorado 5. You're listening to Bronco Baseball. You're watching it as well right here on YouTube. A lot of runs here in the first 3 innings. El Dorado scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Cheney did all of their damage to this point in that second inning. 6-5 Cheney here in the top of the 4th inning. Hudson Oliver back on the hill for the Broncos. Vingo Chia, yeah, that's how I've been saying it. Vingo Chia with a check swing there. Didn't look down there. Appeal to, looked like he might have gone, but it's 2-0. Oliver winds and deals. That one's in there for strike one. 2 balls and a strike. Ramon Vingochia, RBI double in the second inning, hit into a fielder's choice in the first, so officially 1 for 2. Curveball outside, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Batters 2, 3, and 4 for Cheney. And Vingochia put a good swing on that one. Hits it onto left center field. Griffin on the chase. It's up against the wall. Vingochia's got his second double of the game. Good looking swing there from Ramon Vingochia. So a leadoff double for the Diamond Dogs, and that'll bring up Blake Rambush. Rambush 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Hello to Kelly Watson, watching from Ohio. First pitch in there is a strike to Rambush. So no balls and a strike. Bronco players coming up here. Is that Josh Young? I gotta see. It's so early in the year. It's like, all right, who are these guys? And who else? Melton. I remember Jake Melton. There's one into the hole, a base hit for Rambush. And staying at third will be Vingochia. Strong throw in, and they are going to get Rambush in a rundown. Ritchie chases right after him. Now flips it over to the second baseman, and there is an out, and a bad base running error there by Rambush. Vingochia stays, and the third base coach not thrilled with that. So it's a single, and so 7-5-4 put out. Andrew Miller will step in. Andrew Miller, I should say, for the Diamond Dogs. Josh Young was brilliant Saturday night here. Look forward to the next pitching performance. I got Ohio, yeah. Kelly Watson from Ohio. We got an Ohio State shirt here. Buckeye Nation. Oh, yeah. That one in. Oh, yeah, that is in there for a strike. Whoa, that's a delayed call. It's a no balls and 2 strikes. That pitch high and away. Kyle Collins' parents, Lori Collins, who emailed me the other night, now just chatting on here tonight. They're watching from Texas tonight. Nice to have you in, Lori. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. Andrew Miller struck out and walked. That was all against the starter, Adam Stevenson. Here's a 2-2. Curveball hit in the infield a mile high. Ranging back is Robin. He's got the catch for the second out. So 2 away. So Rodden puts that one away, second out, and here's Tristan Kennard. 1 for 2, a single, scored a run, and grounded out, which scored a run. So a run, an RBI, 1 for 2. First offering is high, 1-0. 6-5 Cheney, 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. A leadoff double by Vingochia, I beg your pardon. And then Rambush with a single, and he was retired, though. Here's a deep fly out into center field, but Jordan Griffin is under it, and he'll make the catch and retire the Diamond Dogs. The leadoff double and single doesn't hurt the Broncos. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cheney 6, El Dorado 5. Bottom of the fourth inning here from McDonald Stadium in El Dorado, Kansas, and Braden Rodden will lead it off. Braden Rodden, 5'7", 160. RBI double back in the second inning. And this one's hit towards first base, gloved over there by Grover. He'll flip it to Kennard for the out, 3-1. And that'll bring up Jordan Griffin.
Number 8, Jordan Griffin.
6-5 Cheney here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Both starters chased. Neither was terribly effective tonight. Griffin looks at... Well, that wasn't a... Yeah, he checked his swing. That's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. I didn't think it was even close enough to appeal there. Here's the 1-0. And that's outside, 2-0. Reese Kuhn, the starter for Cheney, goes 2+ innings, gave up 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He walked 3, struck out 1, and he hit 3 batters. Griffin, a high chopper, foul. For Adam Stevenson, he went 1 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Braden Kennard on the hill in relief for Cheney. 2 balls and a strike to Griffin, and that one's fouled out of play, 2-2. Looks like the youth baseball is coming to an end out in right field. Cars are filing out, or some of those fans coming in here to the yard. We've had 2 pretty good crowds here on our first 2 home nights, Saturday and here tonight. 2-2 to Griffin, and he's just able to hang in there, just tipped that one foul. El Dorado on the road the next 2 nights. I don't know if Great Bend will have a video or audio stream. They do not. The Jayhawk was starting to get several. They didn't. Here comes another 2-2 pitch to Griffin, and he's able to hold up, 3-2. Our next broadcast will be on the air Friday night. Salina takes on El Dorado here Friday, and then again Saturday night it'll be Mulvane in town. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Griffin, and that one is outside, and there's the race down to first base. He almost got to first base before the ball got back to the pitcher.
That's why he beat out that fielder's choice.
We love that. So here's Jamie Ritchie. Ritchie, 1 for 2. RBI double in the first inning, reached on an error and scored in the third. Jamie Ritchie out of Lindale, Texas, goes to Cisco Community College. And that pitch inside fastball, and it's 1-0. These teams will play 3 times this year. Mentioned earlier, Cheney here on opening night. They will be here on the last night of the regular season. Griffin on the move, got a good jump, and the throw down. He's safe. It looked like he kind of got stalled in the turf, actually, there. May want to get out and try some more slides here a second. He really kind of got stuck in the turf. And fortunately, his momentum just kept him going in a stolen base for Griffin. I always wonder if it's harder to slide on turf. It's
No, you see more time people sliding past the back.
2-0 pitch to Ritchie, and it's 3-0. Mentioned how fun it's going to be to watch Jordan Griffin. This Jamie Ritchie as well, early on, first couple nights seeing him, he is an entertaining player. Good third base, good size, and he's got active lumber. 3-0 pitch here from Kennard, and he'll pipe one in there for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Hello to Donald Sheets. Sure enjoyed Tanner Sheets last year for the Broncos. Always good to have some of our former players and their parents tuning in. Ritchie chops this one off the plate and foul, 3-2. Hope Tanner Sheets is doing well. I wonder what he's up to these days. All the broadcasts that we've done through the years are archived on my page if you want to look back at any of the games. Tonight's game will be archived probably about an hour or so after we end the stream here tonight. 6-5 Cheney, a full count to Jamie Ritchie. The pitch, high chopper just over the pitcher. Griffin's on his way to third, and Ritchie is safe at first base. Griffin will stay at third. An infield single for Ritchie. Nice job by Gauthier. Did all he could do to try to get Ritchie out. A bang play, but it sure looked like Ritchie got his foot in there just in time. And here's Tanner White. One away for the Broncos in this fourth inning. The tying run at third base for El Dorado. Tanner White has been hit by a pitch twice tonight. And he has scored one run. And he got hit by Kuhn and then got hit by Kennard. Check that. He got hit by Kuhn both times. 1 ball and no strikes. Ritchie getting his lead off of first. Kennard is set. Good lead for Ritchie. He's leaning towards second. Now steps back towards first. And the pitch to White gets past the catcher. Here comes Jordan Griffin. He will score without a throw. Ritchie to second, and we are tied. Probably a wild pitch. Wild pitch. So a stolen, Ritchie was going. So now Ritchie down at second base with one out, and we're tied at 6. Two-0 count here to Tanner White. And White pops this one on the infield, and Rambush will make the play at shortstop. So 2 away for El Dorado, and that'll bring up Brant Kim, the designated hitter. 5'10", 175 is Brant Kim. Sack, fly, and a walk. Well, for Tanner White, that was his first official at bat now after being plunked twice. Yeah, Brant Kim, a sacrifice fly in the first inning and a walk in the third. Throwback to second base. It was high. Nice catch over there by Rambush. And Ritchie is in safely.
The hidden ball trick in Sunflower League is illegal.
The old hidden ball trick is illegal, Gary Card tells me. Are you happy with that? I haven't seen many teams work the old hidden ball.
It's funny that that's illegal.
When I played, I used to love trying to do the hidden ball trick. Any way to get a free out. No balls and a strike here to Kim. And probably say it a few times during our early season broadcast. El Dorado has a young man by the name of Brant Kim, and they have a first baseman by the name of Connor Kinn. This is K-Y-M. Connor is K-I-N. Kim and Kinn. The 1-1 pitch. That's outside, 2-1.
This is the first game they haven't batted back to back.
They usually bat back to back. And on Saturday, Kim was at second and Kinn was at first, which made it interesting. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Kim. On the move is Ritchie. He got a great jump. Throw down to third, not in time. Gauthier bobbled it for a moment, and Ritchie gets another stolen base. So it's 3-1, I believe, here to Kim. Yep, 3-1, it looks like. And Kennard's pitch is hit up the middle, ranging over his Rambush. He has it off bounds. Good, strong throw to retire Kim. Nice play by Rambush at short. That was not easy. The Broncos score 1 run on 1 hit. And we'll head to the 5th inning. All tied up. The starters are out of trouble. They don't have to, they're off the hook. That's right. We're tied at 6 going to the 5th. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. What's welcome back here. I wish some of the audio that I get to visit with Gary here could go over the airwaves. It's always fun. Gary Carr, one of the really good baseball guys. He knows more than I'll ever forget, I think. Except Gary has given up on the computer. I'm waiting for the drop kick, but that hasn't happened yet. 6-6 here in the fifth inning. And Gauthier, boy, he does not waste any time. This is a high fly ball out to center field. Jordan Griffin waits for it and makes a very nonchalant catch out in center field. The one pitch, one out for El Dorado. And Grayson Pinkett comes up. It was Gauthier, you might remember, it was one pitch and a double that he did in the second inning. The second batter up in that 6-run inning for Cheney. And the first pitch is out of the zone for a ball. So Gary gives me all sorts of information. I try to use it throughout the night. Of course, the Broncos new to the Sunflower League. Here's a rip, and Ritchie with a snare at third base. Jamie Ritchie, what a catch at third. 2 away, and here's Grover, the first baseman. Although he's number 21. So let me look at my roster here. That's Quinn Waterbury. Quinn Waterbury to hit. So Grover got 2 at-bats, and now Waterbury will hit. Waterbury, another young man from the University of New Orleans. They've got a lot of, aren't they the Pirateer, gosh, what's the nickname? I forget it. Here's the first pitch, and that one missing, 1-0. Out of Plano, Texas, Quinn Waterbury bats left, throws right, 6'4", 210. Fastball inside, 2-0. Cheney in 2017, 31-7 record, and then they went 8-1 at the World Series. So the NBC World Series, got second place. Pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. In 2018, Cheney had, is this right, Gary? 26-3 last year? 26-3. 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Struggled the last year in the NBC, just 1-2. Mulvane, 4 straight years. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch to Waterbury fouled off. But Cheney in the last 2 years, this is really remarkable if you ask me, 57-10 in regular season play. And, oh, by the way, they're 9-3 at the World Series in 2 years. That's doing something right, Gary. So this Cheney team, I mean, you want to start off the conference schedule with the best. That's what I think El Dorado's done here. And they're missing 11 players right now. Waterbury lifts one out into right field. This one has a chance to the wall and caught at the wall. Getting right up against it was Tanner White. The wind probably didn't help him there going to right field. That wind is going across there, and maybe the dead air a little bit too. A long third out for the Diamond Dogs. 3 up, 3 down in the fifth. We're halfway through. Cheney 6, El Dorado 6. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Cole Marlar will lead off the bottom of the fifth inning for El Dorado in a 6-6 tie here between the Diamond Dogs and the Broncos. Cheney fans tuning in tonight, by all means, join in on the chat, or you can email me at cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. We'd love to hear who you're cheering for tonight. First pitch is in there for a strike. Of course, we always, broadcast-wise, I try to lean a little El Dorado-wise, but it's just fun watching good baseball. It's fun to come out here to the yard and watch good baseball from whatever side it might be. 1-1 here to Marlar. Caden Broadcasting, CADEN, Caden Broadcasting at gmail.com. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marlar, and he got fooled there. He swings and misses. 1-2. Marlar is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. He's got a stolen base and an RBI by that HBP. And that one bounces in. 2-2. Braden Kennard came in the third inning in relief of the starter, Reese Kuhn. Here's the 2-2. And Marlar flips it out into shallow right field. Coming in is Dank, and he'll make the catch on the run. So 1 away, and here's Connor Kinn coming up. Tell you what, that ball by Waterbury to end the top of the fifth inning, off the bat, seen a lot of home runs out to right field. That looked like almost a no-doubter, but kind of the dead air and the wind blowing across where that ball was going, it just kind of died out there and just shy of the wall. Tough luck for Waterbury. Ball 1 to Connor Kinn. Kinn is grounded out to the pitcher and has an RBI sac fly. And he'll look at strike 1 from Kennard. Kevin Kennard just chimed in. He's going for the Kennard boys. That makes sense. Are they related? They've got to be related, right? Although their hometowns are different on the roster that I see. Pitch dives down a bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Right-handed pitcher, Braden Kennard. And the pitch, fastball in, 3-1.
Tristan played for him last year, and he's in that book quite a bit.
The 3-1 is hit up the middle, ranging over Vingo Chia, and he's going to knock it down, but probably a base hit, and it will be a base hit for Connor Kinn.
What do we got here?
So now the umpire's talking. The base umpire relayed a message to the home plate umpire, who will now come over. Thus, there's 2 or 3 Broncos, or is it the fans, the little kids, I think. The kids, so there's netting protecting most of the stands, but if you're on the stairwell to my left, as I'm looking right behind from home plate, there's a stairwell, and the kids are not protected by the netting there, and so I think the umpires want them to go sit somewhere else. It's one thing if you come to McDonald's Stadium, if you sit, you want to be as close to the Cheney dugout or as close to the El Dorado dugout, that's great, but there's some balls that sometimes whistle into the stands in that direction. So we're to action, and a first pitch ball to Cooper Elliott. Bottom of the fifth inning, we're tied up at 6. And that offering low, 2-0. Hello to Lynn Oliver. She's watching from Victoria, Texas, cheering on her son Hudson Oliver, who's done a really nice job in relief. He has put goose eggs on the scoreboard for a really good Cheney team here. Very shallow lead for Kinn. Now he bounces off. And the 2-0 pitch is down and in, 3-0 to Cooper Elliott. Elliott was hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning, flew out to center field in the third. Activity down in the bullpen Looks like Jacob Ewing for Cheney. And taking all the way is Elliott. He'll look at strike one. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch from Braden Kennard inside. Ball 4. So 2 on and 1 out for Carson Cox, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. And mystery revealed, the Kennards are brothers. They are brothers. Thank you, Kevin, for that info.
Tristan played with Cheney last year, and he's in that book.
I got to look through the records. Tristan Kennard in the big book that Gary gave me of info. And Carson Cox hits it up the middle, gets past Rambush. Ken rounds third, and he will come in and score, and El Dorado reclaims the lead. Carson Cox with an RBI single. Good effort by Rambush at short. If he could have kept it in the infield, Ken wouldn't have scored, but unable to do so. Elliott moves down to second base, and that might be it for Braden Kennard. 7-6 El Dorado, and he will give up the baseball. Broncos lead. They've got 2 on and 1 out. New pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about him in a moment. This is Bronco baseball. So a new pitcher for Cheney is right-hander Jacob Ewing, U-H-I-N-G. Hope I'm saying that right. Ewing, 6 foot 160 from Northwestern Oklahoma University. He's out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. Kind of a sidewinder. Runners at first and second for El Dorado, and the first pitch to Rodden is missing, ball 1. Rodden with a double, an RBI double. Grounded out to first and walked. He's 1 for 2. Elliott's at second base, Cox at first. And the pitch, fastball away, 2-0. 7-6 El Dorado. Broncos led 2-0 after 1. Cheney scored 6 in the second to lead 6-2. The Broncos with a single run in the second and the fourth, 2 in the third, and now a single run here in the fifth to get back in the lead, 7-6. Foul up by Rodden, 2 balls and a strike. Home half of the fifth inning. And the pitch from Ewing, a nice pick there by Elliott behind the dish. Or Miller, I should say, by Miller. 3 balls and a strike. Cheney pitching to this point, to my numbers, giving up 5 walks and 4 hit batters. And Rodden serves it to left field, but right at Tristan Kennard, who makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Jordan Griffin. Jordan Griffin from Ellerslie, Georgia, 6'2", 195. And the first pitch to him bounces in for a ball. The 1-0 pitch to Griffin. Inside, 2-0. Pitch. Griffin bounces up the middle. Rambush comes in on the run, throws over to first to retire Griffin and the side. But the Broncos score 1 time on 2 hits. And we've completed 5. El Dorado 7. Cheney 6. Back with more baseball. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Hudson Oliver delivers a first pitch strike to Harrison Dank to lead off the top of the 6th inning here. 7-6, El Dorado. Marlar with a discussion with Oliver. No balls and 1 strike here to Dank. 9-1-2 for Cheney here in the 6th inning. And that curveball hit Dank. So leadoff hit batter will bring up the leadoff batter, the center fielder, Justin Dunham. And that might be it for Hudson Oliver. And it is. So a pitching change here for the Broncos. We'll tell you the new pitcher in a moment. 7-6, El Dorado. Well, the new El Dorado pitcher, Nick Wyatt, didn't need a whole lot of pitches, just a few to get ready. Nick Wyatt got the save here on Saturday against Derby. And now he comes in here after 3 2/3 of good work by Hudson Oliver. He'll face Justin Dunham, who's squaring to bunt. That pitch missing. It's 1-0. Oliver gave up 2 hits in 3 2/3 of work, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He hit a batter, but certainly gave Coach Kelly what he was hoping for, a little length. Dunham looks at strike 1. Ritchie playing in at third for the Broncos. Dank down at first base. Nick Wyatt steps off. Nick Wyatt, 5'11", 190 out of Sylvania, Ohio. And Dunham squares. That pitch hit Dunham. So back-to-back hit batters. And so now a good hitter in Ramon Vingochia. 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored tonight. He's 2 for 3. Vingochia from Cloud County Community College up in Atchison. And he squares the bunt and looks at ball 1. Seven to 6 Broncos, top of the 6th inning. Squaring again, that one's high, 2-0. And hello to Tasha from Lake Charles, Louisiana. She's cheering on her son, Antonio. I hope I'm saying right. I'm saying Gauthier. Connor Kinn is well inside of first base here. Vingochia squares, bunts towards third. That's a good bunt, and Wyatt won't have a play. Really well done by Vingochia. He was trying to sacrifice, but that'll be a base hit. So 2 hit batters and a bunt single. As Cheney brings up their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Blake Rambush, 2 for 3 tonight, a couple of singles and a walk. He's been on base all 3 times. Nick Wyatt's got his sign. He'll go from the stretch here, the pitch, and that misses, 1-0. Rambush out of Georgetown, Texas, goes to Grayson College. And he hits one sharply onto right field. White going back. That is up against the wall. He'll take it off a hop. That's only going to score 1. Kind of bad luck there for Cheney. Well struck by Rambush, but the runners had to make sure it was down. So a long RBI single. And that ties the game. And here's Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller, all he did was hit 9 home runs last year and drive in 51, all records in the Sunflower Collegiate League. So their best hitter from last year. Up with nobody out and the bases loaded in a 7-7 tie. Wyatt goes off speed. This one's hit out into left field. Going back is Cox. He will catch it on the track. Fires it in. That will score a run. Both runners move, all 3 runners move up. and Cheney leads 8-7. A deep sacrifice fly by Miller, who just missed. So the two hit batters have come in to score. Vingochia is down at third base and Rambush at second. And here is Tristan Kennard, and he was just behind. Well, in 2017, Kennard hit 8 home runs. And that same year, he drove in 28 for the Diamond Dogs. Here's the 1-0 to Kennard, and missing 2-0. El Dorado brings their infield in. 8-7 Cheney here in the 6th. And that one missing 3-0. Derby trailing Great Bend 5-4 in the 6th inning. Andale leading Hayesville 1-0 in the 7th. Here's a 3-0, and that one missed. A 4-pitch walk to Kennard. And I just mentioned Tasha watching her son Antonio, and here comes Antonio Gauthier with the bases loaded and 1 out. Antonio has a double and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Left-handed batter. And he hits the first pitch out into left center field. Griffin tracking. Griffin made the catch. He'll fire it in. I don't think, did the runners tag? Run came in. The runner from second made it to third pretty easily. Did he tag? He did tag, Gary? So an RBI sac fly for Gauthier. Great catch out there by Griffin. And this pitch gets past Marlar, and another run will score. It's Rambush coming in to score. Wild pitch. So 4 have scored for Cheney here in the 6th. Moving down to second base is Kennard. 1 ball and no strikes to the DH, Grayson Pinkett, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Grayson Pinkett, 1 for 3 tonight with a single, an RBI, and a run scored. And Pinkett off the handle out towards center field. Griffin coming in and makes the catch. Jordan Griffin covering a lot of ground in that inning for the Broncos. 2 good catches by the Broncos center fielder. But damage done, and 2 hit batters to lead it off did not help the Broncos' cause. 4 runs on 2 hits. For the Diamond Dogs, they take a 10-7 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the sixth inning here from El Dorado. A 4 spot for the Diamond Dogs in the top of the sixth. And they lead 10-7. Jamie Ritchie leading it off for El Dorado. The Diamond Dogs, in the 4 innings, they haven't haven't done much. But tell you what, they've scored 10 runs on 8 hits in 2 innings, the second and the sixth. Ritchie looks at ball 2. Jamie Ritchie, 2 for 3 tonight. Been on base all 3 times. He's got 2 stolen bases, a run scored, and an RBI. Good night so far for Ritchie. And he fouls this one off, 2-1. Ritchie pounds this one off the turf and foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Ewing on the hill. And the 2-2, and that hits Ritchie. So the Diamond Dogs, top of the 6th inning, had their first 2 batters hit by pitch. That's the 5th hit batter by Cheney pitching tonight. Here's Tanner White. He's been hit twice.
The record's 8.
8 for a game is the record.
Hutchinson did it to us in the NBC.
8 hit batters in a game. Gary says Hutchinson did that to El Dorado at the NBC World Series. Of course, that's what these teams are playing for. To qualify for the NBC World Series at the end of July into August. To be played at X Stadium this year. 2-0. Another cool thing, of course, there is no summer baseball in Wichita with the Wingnuts done and Lawrence Dumont torn down. So Tuesday nights, our league will be featured at X Stadium. The Broncos have a couple of games scheduled at X Stadium. Those broadcasts will be online on radio. And when we have one of those, try to get that info posted. 2 balls and no strikes here to Tanner White, and the pitch, and he had a good cut, but fouled it off. Two balls and a strike to Tanner White, and hits it up the middle. Vingo Chia's got it, flips over to second for 1, over to first. Double play. Ritchie thought maybe Rambush missed the base, but the umpire says no, he got it. So a 4-6-3 double play. And just like that, 2 away. And here's Brant Kim. And the first pitch to Kim is low, 1-0. Brant Kim, 0 for 1 officially. He's got a sac fly and a walk. And the 1-0, a mighty cut and missed, 1-1. Kim fouls this one off right at the plate. One ball and 2 strikes. Ewing winds and deals the pitch. Low, 2-2. Two pitch. Went with a slow curve and missed, 3-2. And Kim will take a look at ball 4. So a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Cole Meyer. John Whitshire is watching and says go.
Catcher, number
to
7,
Cole Marlar.
Marlar.
Listening in Cypress, Texas. Grandparents of Mr. Marlar. Cole's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. And his first pitch swinging and a foul ball. Again, we broadcast all the home games here at McDonald Stadium for El Dorado. Broncos are in Great Bend. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The next two nights against the Batcats. Our next broadcast will be Friday night, 7 o'clock. Salina is in town to take on El Dorado. No balls, 2 strikes to Marlar, and he shoots one through the right side, a base hit. Stopping at second base is Kim. So a base hit for Cole Marlar. So here's Connor Kinn. Connor Kinn is 1 for 2. RBI and a run scored. 10-7 Cheney, bottom of the 6th inning. And Kinn looks at that one outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0 to Connor Kinn. Cooper Elliott waits on deck for El Dorado. Ewing with the pitch. And that was down the middle, 2-1. Broncos led 2-0. Then Cheney led 6-2. El Dorado came battling back to tie it at 6. Actually took a 7-6 lead. But then 4 runs by Cheney in the top of the 6th inning here gives the Diamond Dogs the 10-7 advantage. 3 balls and a strike to Connor Kinn. And on the corner for a strike. Good pitch by Ewing, 3-2. Full count. Runners will be on the move with 2 away here in the 6th. And a swing and a miss at a high fastball. And Ewing retires Kinn. No runs on a hit. 2 left for El Dorado. And we will head to the 7th inning. 10-7, Cheney. So we go to the top of the 7th inning.
Find the right numbers, I said. Not the right order.
Music. First pitch in there, it's a ball, 1-0. Waterberg with his second at bat. His first one went deep to right field and a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. He was the only guy not to bat for Cheney, and that's 4-run 6th inning. And the 1-1 from Nick Wyatt outside, 2-1. Quinn Waterbury out of UNO. And he slices one towards the third base line, or left field line, and a running catch made by Carson Cox out there. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Harrison Dank. And the first offering is a bit low, 1-0. Dank was hit by a pitch to lead off that 4-run 6th inning, and he's ahead here, 2-0. Harrison Dank, 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch and run scored, and it's 3-0. Three balls and no strikes here to Dank. And that one's piped right down the middle, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. And this one's hit up the middle, and at shortstop there is Rodden. Throws over to first to retire Dank. So good job by Wyatt, and a 3-0 hole battled back to get the ground out of Dank, and that'll bring up the leadoff batter, center fielder Justin Dunham. Dunham has scored twice tonight. A couple of RBIs. Officially 1 for 2. First pitch by Wyatt. Pops the glove a little bit outside. 1-0. And Wyatt's pitch. That one did catch the corner. 1-1. Be sure to follow the El Dorado Bronco Facebook page, their Twitter page. Subscribe to my YouTube page. That's free. That one down and in, 2-1. So 2-1 count here to Dunham. 2 away in the top of the 7th, and he'll look at ball 3. The 3-1 pitch to Dunham, well out of the zone, and a 2-out walk. Dunham has been on base 4 times tonight. So here's Ramon Vingochia. Vingochia laid down a beautiful bunt for a single. On the move is Dunham. The throw down to second will sail into center field. Griffin's there, though, so no advance. A stolen base for Dunham. Vingochia, 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a single, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. The 1-0 from Wyatt, and that one is into foul territory. Kinn giving it a look, but it's going to hit on top of the Cheney dugout and out of play. So a ball and a strike to Ramon Vingochia. 0-2. And the pitch, tried the corner and missed, 1-2. Some activity in the Bronco bullpen. One ball and 2 strikes, and on the move is Dunham. That pitch low. He'll get a steal, and it's 2-2. Wyatt's full attention right here on Vingochia, and why not? A good hitter at the plate. The 2-2 is hit out into center field. Griffin will get under it and make the catch for the 3rd out. So the 2-out walk doesn't hurt the Broncos. Time to stretch in El Dorado. Cheney 10, Broncos 7. Cooper Elliott will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Broncos, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. Cooper Elliott tonight hit by a pitch and walked. He flew out to center field. 0 for 1 officially. And that one's high. 1-1. El Dorado with 7 runs on 6 hits. Cheney with 10 runs on 11 hits. And that pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Ewing's delivery is close, but just missing. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Cooper Elliott, the number 9 batter in the Bronco lineup. And he shoots one towards Rambush at short. He gloves it, fires over to first to retire Elliott. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Carson Cox for El Dorado. Young man from Texarkana, Texas. Goes to Wichita State University. Jacob Ewing has done a good job in relief here for Cheney. And his first pitch missing, ball one. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Cheney home to Hayesville tomorrow night. They go to Hayesville on Wednesday. Chapped in front of the plate. Ewing gloves it, will go to first to retire Cox. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Braden Rodden. Rodden's 1 for 3. RBI double back in the second inning. Two away for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Mulvane enjoying a 7-0 lead over Hutchinson. On the outside corner, they say he went. And it's 0-2. Hayesville has taken a 3-1 lead over Andale. 0-2 pitch from Ewing, and that one shot to third base. Gauthier's got it. Stayed down on that beautifully. Fights over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning. 3 ground outs induced by Ewing in the 7th. We'll go to the 8th. 10-7 in favor of Cheney.
That's a Wichita State kid.
New pitcher for El Dorado is Preston Miner out of Wichita State, is what Gary says. And his first pitch is in there for a strike to Blake Rambush. Top of the 8th inning. Cheney 10, El Dorado 7. And Minor in there for strike 2.
That's the widest strike.
No balls, 2 strikes. 3, 4, and 5 due up here for Cheney in the 8th inning. Rambush will call for time. The shortstop for the Diamond Dogs. And an 0-2 pitch here from Minor. Well outside, 1-2. Fourth pitcher of the night for El Dorado. Adam Stevenson started. Hudson Oliver went 3 2/3. Nick Wyatt got 2 innings himself in. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Minor. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Andrew Miller. Neither side has had a lot of punch-outs tonight. So I quickly gaze through my scorecard here. That's only the 3rd strikeout by El Dorado pitching tonight. So Miller stands in. And the first pitch is missing, 0-1. Miller struck out in the first, walked in the second, popped out to short in the 4th, and a sac fly in the 6th inning. That was a bases loaded at bat for Miller, and he hit it out to deep left field. And the 1-0 in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kid's finding that outside corner.
Emails still open here, the email highway. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Here's a fly ball out to right field. Tanner White comes in and makes the catch for the 2nd out. So 2 away, and here's Treston Kennard. It was Kennard, you might remember, been a 2-0 Bronco lead, led off the 2nd inning with a first pitch single. And that started a barrage, 4 straight hits for Cheney to start that 2nd inning. They scored 6 times. No balls and a strike here to Kennard. And this one's hit out to second base, gloved over there by Elliott. He'll go to first, and a very easy 1-2-3 inning for Preston Minor. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cheney leads 10-7. El Dorado down by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Jordan Griffin will lead it off and fouls one down the third base side. No balls and a strike to Griffin. That pitch high, 1-1. Jamie Ritchie telling me that Jamie Ritchie is 6'4", not 6'1". Starting third baseman for the Broncos. Griffin weakly taps this one foul, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Griffin has scored twice tonight for El Dorado, yet does not have a hit. And he spoils this one down the right field line, but slicing foul. Good emergency swing there by Griffin. 3, 4, and 5. Due up here for El Dorado, down 10-7. They trailed 6-2 and came back to take a 7-6 lead after the 5th inning. But then Cheney bounced out with 4 in the top of the 6th. That's where we're at, 10-7. Griffin. Oh, boy, that was a generous call for Ewing, and strike 3. Griffin leaned well over the plate, figured he couldn't reach it, but he is rung up. So 1 away, and here's 6'4", Jamie Ritchie. He looks more like 6'4". Looks at ball 1. 6'1". Ritchie right up the middle, right back where it came from. A base hit up the middle for Ritchie. His 3rd hit of the night. And Ritchie has been on base all 5 times tonight. A double reached on an error, a single hit by pitch, and another single. He also has 2 stolen bases. Here's Tanner White. 1 away for the Broncos in the 8th. A quick throw over. Ritchie's diving back in safely. Ritchie with his lead. First pitch to White is outside, ball 1. The 1-0 is fouled back, 1-1. Well, the road trip to Great Bend tomorrow, Gary, that's now the longest road trip, isn't it? So the Broncos will get their longest road trip out of the way. No more trips to El Dorado or to Liberal and Hayes and Dodge City. In the Jayhawk lead, though, that'd be a 2 or 3 nights of hotel, a lot of food, a lot of money. And this one's hit sharply to second. Ritchie stumbling, but getting back to first base in time. A line out, Tanner White to second base. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Brant Kim.
Number 10, Brant Kim.
Two away for El Dorado. And Ritchie had just taken about a step or 2, and Ewing looks him up over at first base. Tony Ritchie telling me, Mom Tony giving me the details on Jamie. Thank you, Tony. Pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 to Brant Kim. Walked his last time up in the 6th. And that one in there for a strike, 0-2. No broadcast tomorrow night or Wednesday night. Back on the air here for Friday's game. 0-2, and Kim able to spoil that pitch and foul it out of play. Richie off of first. The 0-2 is high and away, 1-2. 10-7 Cheney, bottom of the 8th inning. And Kim fouls it out of play. So it remains 1-2. And the pitch, Richie on the move, but it doesn't matter. A swing and a miss by Kim will end the 8th inning. The 1-out single doesn't hurt Cheney. We go to the 9th. Cheney 10, El Dorado 7. So we've reached the 9th inning. The Diamond Dogs with a 6-run second and a 4-run 6th inning lead the Broncos 10-7. El Dorado scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Miner's first pitch to Antonio Gauthier. Misses, ball 1. And a generous strike there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gauthier whips this one foul right at his first base coach, who dodged it. A ball and 2 strikes. Preston Miner in his second inning of work here for El Dorado. And right on the hands there of Gauthier. He's hustling, but the play will be recorded. Elliott Tekin. 1 away to start off the 9th. Grayson Pinkett coming up for the Diamond Dogs, who have just 10 regular season losses in the last 2 years. They've got a couple losses to start this year, but 2017, 2018, just 10 losses. And the first pitch, a foul straight back, 0-1.
Well, he slings it in there with strikes. I thought he was going to walk the world.
Pinkett grounds this one towards third. Richie has it, fires over to first, and retires Pinkett. Boy, Miner has been really good. He's recorded all 5 batters have been retired by Miner. Strikeout, flyout, now 3 groundouts, and here is Waterbury. Quinn Waterbury came into the game to bat in the 5th inning, flew out to deep right, then flew out to left field a second time. He's 0 for 2. And he'll look at ball 1. The Batcats all over the Twins tonight, 13-4 in Derby. And this one's fisted towards center field and a base hit for Waterbury. Griffin will get it back in. So a 2-out single for Waterbury. And Harrison Denk will come up. D-E-N-K, Harrison Denk. Great Ben scoring 13 tonight. That's who El Dorado gets the next 2 nights. Miner's first pitch in there for a strike to Denk. Denk is 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch and scored. And really, that was one of the key hitters. Oliver hit him to lead off the 6th inning. Oliver was lifted for Wyatt, who then hit Dunham, and Cheney had the first 2 on. Then Vingochia had a bunt single, and the 4-run inning was started there with 2 hit batters and a single. Rambush then singled. Cheney scored 4 runs in that 6th inning. They lead 10-7. 2 away here in the 9th. And the pitch to Denk is sprayed foul down the left field side. Opening night in our league. Hayesville up 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning at Andale. One-two pitch to Denk. Fouled out of play. Go to ElDoradoBroncos.org and you can see the entire Broncos schedule. You can also see it by going to the Sunflower Collegiate League homepage. Miner's pitch well outside. Nice grab there by Marlar. 2-2. 10-7 Cheney here in the top of the 9th inning. And the 2-2 outside, 3-2. So Waterbury will get a running start here with 2 away and a full count to Denk. Kin backs up. He won't hold Waterbury on here. And the pitch from Mar is fouled out of play. Good at bat here by Denk. Two outs. Runner at first base is Waterbury. He'll be off with the pitch. Here comes another 3-2. And this one shot up the middle, and coming over and making the catch is Rodden for the 3rd out. So no runs on a hit, 1 left, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. El Dorado needs 3 to keep it going, 4 to win. It's 10-7 Cheney. So we go to the bottom of the ninth inning here from El Dorado. Cole Marlar will lead it off for El Dorado. It's 10-7 in favor of Cheney. Ewing remains out there for the Diamond Dogs. And Marlar serves one into center field with a leadoff hit. Cole Marlar with the base hit. Trying to get something started here for El Dorado. Jacob Ewing came in the fifth inning, and he has been very good for Cheney. Broncos, though, trying to make a comeback here. Connor Kinn takes a look at strike one. Kinn tonight is 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly. Oh, 1 pitch to Kinn and a swing and a miss. Strike two. Cooper Elliott waits on deck for El Dorado. And the 0-2 is outside, 1-2. A couple of guys throwing just outside of the Cheney dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Kinn. And laid off, 2-2. Six, 7, Connor Kinn. Ewing with his sign. He's at the belt and the pitch. He's outside. Full count now to Kinn. Three balls and 2 strikes. Marlar over at first base. 3 full counts there for Kinn, who bounces it towards third. Gauthier will go the short side and get Marlar at second base. So a fielder's choice. Cheney's fine with that. And 1 away, and here comes Cooper Elliott. It wasn't hit hard. Gauthier, I thought, might just go to first, but he saw where Marlar was and threw a strike to second to retire Marlar at second base. So here's Cooper Elliott, and taking all the way at strike 1. 0 for 2 officially for Elliott. He has walked and was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored a run in the second. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Looking for his first hit of the season.
Hitless so far this year. Good hitter at Andover Central High School. Plays for Wichita State, 6'1", 165. And the 1-1 is hit out into left center field, ranging over, and Kennard will make the catch there. Off the bat, looked like it could be trouble, but Kennard made a routine catch. And 2 away, and Carson Cox is the last chance for El Dorado. Cox walked and scored in the first. Struck out a couple of times, singled, RBI single in the 5th. His RBI in the 5th inning gave El Dorado a 7-6 lead. And this one fisted foul. 0-2 here to Cox. You know, Gary, I told you earlier that if things stood the same, Oliver would get the loss, but actually it would be Wyatt because the Broncos did lead 7-6, didn't they? The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. First batter Oliver faced in the 6th inning, he hit. Then Nick Wyatt came in, and the batter he hit would be the eventual go-ahead run for the Diamond Dogs. Here's a 1-2. Hit towards second base. Vingo Chia's got it over to first. And as Cheney does so often, they find a way to win. And they do it here tonight. 2 big innings is all it took for Cheney tonight. The 6-run second and the 4-run 6th inning. And Cheney wins by a score of 10-7. For Cheney tonight, 10 runs on 7, 9, 11, 12 hits. 10 runs on 12 hits. El Dorado scores 7 times tonight on 8 hits. The winning pitcher is going to be Jacob Ewing, and the losing pitcher, Nick Wyatt. Time of tonight's game, 3 hours and 1 minute. Cheney goes to 1-0 in league play, and El Dorado to 0-1. Next time Cheney will play on this field will be all the way down the last game of the regular season. We'll see the Diamond Dogs here on July 18th. The Broncos head to Great Bend for 2. They'll play Tuesday and Wednesday night in Great Bend. Our next broadcast will be Friday night, 7 o'clock, as the Salina Shock take on the El Dorado Broncos here on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thanks so much for all the comments and the emails, and we look forward to talking to you again on Friday. Until then, have a great rest of your Monday. 10-7 Cheney wins. Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.